Hello, Sandy employees. Welcome to the 2020-2021 Employee Handbook Training. First, we will go over the introduction. We have the Welcome to Sandy City. An exciting and challenging experience awaits you as an employee of Sandy City, or for those of you that have been Sandy employees, hopefully it has been an exciting and challenging experience thus far. We also provide information in this section about the history of Sandy City. We have updated information on the current population. The estimate is 99,700. The next section is the Sandy City mission and values. Working together to enhance the quality of life in our community, we aspire accountability, safety and security, people-focused, integrity, respect, and excellence. Part 2 is employment policies. Sandy City is an equal employment opportunity employer. Sandy City hires on the basis of the ability to perform a position's essential functions without regard to race, color, religion, sex, pregnancy, childbirth, or pregnancy-related conditions, national origin, age, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity, genetics, protected veteran status, or any other class protected by applicable federal, state, and local employment laws. The city expressly prohibits any form of unlawful employee harassment or discrimination based on the preceding factors or protected classes. Below is our sexual harassment policy, as well as our complaint procedure. Sexual harassment is addressed in a separate training. Next is medical examinations. We have updated information on the positions that have required physical exams, and we've also provided locations that an employee can go to for those medical examinations. Next is employment of relatives. Under certain conditions, Sandy City restricts and in some cases prohibits the hiring and promotion of current employees' relatives to avoid actual or perceived conflicts of interest. The city will exercise sound business judgment in the placement of related employees in accordance with Utah State Code. We go into information about what the definition of relative is below. Next is personnel files. The city maintains personnel files on each employee. These files contain documentation regarding all aspects of your tenure with the city, such as performance appraisals, beneficiary designation forms, disciplinary warning notices, and letters of commendation. If you are interested in reviewing your file, please visit the Human Resources Office. Next is termination of employment. We have provided information in here on COBRA. We've updated that information of COBRA that is listed below. If you desire to terminate your employment relationship with Sandy City, you are urged to notify the city at least 2 weeks in advance of your intended termination. Such notice should preferably be given in writing to your supervisor and department head. Proper notice generally allows the city sufficient time to calculate your accrued PTO, overtime if applicable, and or other monies to which you have been entitled and to include such monies in your final paycheck. You are urged to provide the city with a minimum of 2 months' notice when you are nearing retirement. Next information is job abandonment. Any employee who is absent from work without giving notification and was capable of giving notification may be disciplined for failure to report to work. Discipline may include, but is not limited to, termination. In rare situations, an employee may be absent from work due to a medical emergency or other unforeseen circumstances, which keeps the employee from providing timely notification of the absence. In such instances, the employee or the employee's representative should contact the supervisor as soon as possible to explain the situation. Part 3 is compensation policies. First is classification of employment. For purposes of employment, recruitment, hiring, and separation, salary, administration, and eligibility for employee benefits, the city classifies its employees in the chart below. Next is regular pay procedures. We pay on a bi-weekly basis, usually on Fridays. Next is the 2020-2021 regular pay days. Please make note of the December 31st pay date. This is the third payday of December. It would be normally on January 1st, but because January 1st is a holiday, it will be paid on December 31st. So please make note that there will be none of your deductions taken out of that check. Next is working hours and breaks. Lunch periods. Each employee working at least 8 hours is entitled to a 1-hour unpaid lunch period. A 30-minute unpaid lunch may be taken with department head approval. Employees are not allowed to skip their lunch period or in order to arrive at work late or leave early, except in accordance with Sandy City Operations Manual, subject to 2.11.5, exercise time or unless approved by the department head. Rest breaks. Each employee is also entitled to a 15-minute paid rest break around the midpoint of each 4-hour segment worked. Please just work with your supervisor on your scheduling. Next is recording work hours. To ensure the accurate records are kept of the hours you actually worked and of the leave time you have taken, all non-exempt employees are required to record time worked and absences on your department's timekeeping records. Exempt employees, we have added information. They should enter their time in the portal as their default schedule unless there is an exception for leave. Below, we have also provided a link to the employee portal and an example of an employee pay stub. Overtime pay procedures. Your position is classified as either FLSA non-exempt or FLSA exempt. Those who are FLSA non-exempt are covered by the minimum wage and overtime provisions of the Fair Labor Standards Act, or FLSA. Those who are FLSA exempt are protected from improper or illegal salary deductions. Below is the chart of when each of the varying types of employees would start to earn overtime. Salary programs. Sandy City is committed to maintaining wage ranges which are competitive with other Wasatch Front communities of comparable size. Annually, the Human Resources Office conducts a wage and benefits survey of the relevant communities. Because not all city positions have matches in the established market, a classification analysis may also be done on each city position in conjunction with the market survey. Next section, pay for performance. To ensure that you perform your job to the best of your abilities, Sandy City strives to recognize good performance and to give appropriate suggestions for improvement when necessary. Consistent with this goal, your performance will be evaluated by your supervisor, and you will receive a written evaluation at least annually. These written evaluations will be used in deciding individual pay adjustments each year. We have made a change this year in the terminology to reflect increases in pay to be performance evaluation adjustments. Part 4, leave.
Each year, the city provides the following 11 paid holidays to all appointed, regular, and part-time benefited employees. Part-time benefited employees receive holiday pay according to the number of hours the employee is regularly scheduled to work. If the holiday occurs on a part-time benefited employee's regularly scheduled day off, the employee may take his holiday on the next regularly scheduled workday in the same pay period if approved by his supervisor. The list of holidays can be found below, and please take note that holidays that fall on a weekend will be taken on a Friday if the holiday is on Saturday, or Monday if the actual date is Sunday. These holidays have been marked with asterisks. Please also note that we offer Mayor's Holiday and the difference for shift work holidays. Next, we have the PTO program, or paid time off. The city grants annual paid time off, PTO, to its appointed, regular, and part-time benefited employees. The amount of PTO you are given is based on your length of service since your hire date in the chart below. We have also added a change under PTO scheduling. In the event of extended or numerous absences due to illness, you may be required by your supervisor to submit a medical statement from the attending physician. If your absence is due to an emergency, you or a member of your immediate family should inform your supervisor as soon as it is practical. Please also note that we offer a PTO cash out each year and PTO payout at separation. Next is short-term medical leave. The city recognizes that the inability to work because of extended illness or injury may cause economic hardship. For this reason, The city provides short-term medical leave, STML, to appointed, regular, and part-time benefited employees. STML should not be used for purposes other than extended injury or illness. We have included a chart below indicating the annual accrual and maximum accrual for each classification of employee. Under qualifying short-term medical leave, we have added clarification. In order to use STML, an employee must apply for STML by completing the STML application form available through Human Resources. Access to STML will not begin until the completed application has been submitted to Human Resources. In addition to this, employees must use 80 hours of PTO in order to access their short-term medical leave. If there is more than one event in the calendar year, an employee will only need to use 40 hours of PTO or other leave for each subsequent event. Next, we have family and medical leave. In order to be eligible for family and medical leave, FMLA, you must have been a Sandy City employee for 12 months, and you must have worked 1,250 hours for the city in the 12 months prior to the commencement of the leave. Eligible employees are entitled to 12 weeks of paid or unpaid job-protected family and medical leave within the calculated year, and the reasons for FMLA can be found below. We've also added clarification regarding the designation of FMLA. Once the city has enough information to determine that leave is for an FMLA qualifying reason, the qualifying leave is FMLA protected and counts toward the employee's FMLA leave entitlement. We've also included information on military caregiver leave, intermittent leave, a notice of leave, employer responsibilities, concurrent leave, maintenance of benefits, married couples working for Sandy City, and return from leave. Next, we have bereavement leave. If you are an appointed or regular employee, you may be granted up to 24 hours paid work time in the event of the death of any following family members that are listed within this section. Jury duty and witness leave. If you are an appointed, regular, or part-time benefited employee who is summoned to jury duty, the city will continue your salary during your active period of jury duty up to a maximum of 15 working days per calendar year if you sign over your jury pay to the city, or you may take PTO and keep the jury pay. Next, we have military leave of absence. Appointed, regular, and part-time benefited employees may use accrued PTO, holiday hours, or compensatory time or leave without pay for military or reserve duty. This section goes into further detail on extended leaves of absence as well. Donation of leave. City employees may make voluntary donation of accrued hours of PTO leave to fellow employees within the same department for the purpose of supplementing STML. Further information on this can be found in the City Operations Manual Policy 2.11.3. Leave without pay. This part of the handbook describes various types of paid leave offered to appointed, regular, and part-time employees. Employees are advised to accumulate leave to have available for unexpected reasons, such as vacation opportunities, family events, or illness. The following reasons of unpaid leave can be found below. Part 5, Employer Benefits. This section introduces benefits offered to employees. We have made a change regarding which accounts and which benefits are paid with after-tax dollars. These can include supplemental life insurance, disability, critical illness, and Roth retirement accounts. We've also included hyperlinks to the city benefit guide and to the city website, which can be found within this section. Next, we have our charts for employees hired before 2011, July 1st of 2011, and employees hired on or after July 1st of 2011. These have both been updated to reflect the current plan years. Next, we have our medical and dental insurance plans. Please remember that our dental plan has changed from previous years. We now use Emeritus for our dental. More information can be found under the dental plan information section. We've also added information regarding change in family status and what information is required for status changes. Under the retirement medical plan, if at the time of termination an employee has 20 years of benefit eligible service with Sandy City and meets the retirement eligibility criteria of the Utah retirement system, The employee, along with their spouse and eligible dependents, may elect to continue health coverage through the city's insurance plans. Next, we have medical plans and providers. We currently have 2 medical plans, Advantage and Summit. Information on both of these plans can be found, as well as the current plan year rates. Next, we have information regarding our dental plan and on-site health clinic. Our on-site health clinic has now been credentialed with insurance companies other than PEHP. Please contact the Scope Clinic for a list of the credentialed insurance plans if you have further questions regarding that. Our dental plan is now through Emeritus, and we have included the contact information as well as the different plans that are offered by Emeritus. Next, we have our medical insurance summary plan year chart, which reflects the current plan year, and the retiree medical insurance chart. Reimbursement accounts. This section offers information regarding the different reimbursement accounts. Please take note that the Flex Spending Account, or FSA, amounts have been updated to reflect the current IRS rates. Next, we have life insurance. All eligible employees of Sandy City have a life insurance policy paid by the city while working for the city. Core insurance life benefits can be found below. Our life insurance is through One America, and their contact information has been included above. Long-term disability insurance. Sandy City provides a long-term disability program that is designed to pay part of your income should you become disabled. The mayor, appointed, regular, and part-time benefited employees are eligible for disability insurance. All eligible Sandy City employees are enrolled for disability insurance at time of hire. We also use One America for our long-term disability insurance. Their contact information can be found above. Medicare and Social Security. The Sandy City participates in the federal Medicare system, but not in the federal Social Security program. All employees hired after March 31st, 1986 are required to participate in Medicare by contributing 1.45% of all gross earnings each pay period. Workers' compensation. Any injury or significant illness can create a variety of physical, emotional, and financial problems. Sandy City is committed to helping employees who have sustained work-related injuries or illness and providing the workers' compensation benefits provided by law. The following information has been prepared to help you understand these benefits. Please read it carefully and do not hesitate to talk with your supervisor or employees from the Risk Management Office if you have questions. We have included the workers' compensation contact information below, and we have clarified information regarding the city's STML policy in regard to workers' compensation. Per the city's STML policy, STML is not available for use until 80 hours of PTO have been used. This does apply even in the case of workers' compensation. We've also updated the workers' compensation medical providers to include Concentra facilities as well as the Intermountain Work Med clinics and the Sandy City on-site physician for employees. Retirement plans. The city does participate in the Utah retirement system, and we have updated information regarding which employees are eligible for the Utah retirement system. All appointed, regular, and part-time benefited employees, except some officials, are eligible for the Utah retirement system. Appointed and elected officials enrolled in the URS before July 1 of 2011 may be eligible to opt out of URS. We've also added information regarding Board of Adjustment and Planning Commission members, as they are not eligible for URS benefits and will be certified as ineligible. We've also added information regarding the Tier 2 employee contributions and provided clarification as these have changed from previous years. 401k plans. Appointed, regular, and part-time benefited employees are eligible to participate in the ICMA-RC 401k plan. Employees who are active in the Utah retirement system may participate in the URS 401k plan. The city also provides Tier 2 employees a Social Security replacement program by matching an employee's 401k contributions up to 3% of pay into either an ICMA-RC 401k or a URS 401k, and we have updated this to clarify information from previous years. The city also offers a 401k Roth 401k plan. Further down, we also give information regarding 401k loan program and how to make withdrawals from your 401k account, as well as providing information on which contributions can be withdrawn due to hardship. 457 plans. All employees may participate in the ICMA RC 457 plan, and employees who are active in the Utah retirement system may participate in the URS 457 plan. Money in the account will be taxed when it is withdrawn at retirement, termination, or in case of emergency. We've also added information regarding 457 plan withdrawals, which can be found below. We've updated the age requirement and how to withdraw the funds that are in the account. Retiree Health Savings Program. Employees who have retiree health savings accounts will have access to their RHS account at the time of separation from the city to pay for unreimbursed medical expenses for themselves and their family, or to pay for retirement health insurance premiums if eligible. We have updated this section as well as updated our ICMA contact information as Steve Jensen has retired. Employee Assistance Program. The city recognizes that a wide range of problems such as marital or family distress, alcoholism, and drug abuse not directly associated with your job function can nonetheless be detrimental to an employee's performance on the job. Consequently, we believe it is in the interest of you and the city to provide an effective program to assist employees and their families in resolving problems such as the need arises. Your visits to the EAP are held in confidence. The information you share is between you and your counselor. Contact information for EAP can be found above. Education Reimbursement Program. The city has established an education assistance program to help eligible employees develop their skills and upgrade their performance. All appointed and regular employees are eligible to participate in the program. The reimbursement chart can be found below. Wellness Program. The city offers a wellness program to encourage employees to stay physically fit and maintain good health. Employees also receive a family membership to the Alta Canyon Sports Center and a discounted pass to River Oaks Golf Course for walking the course. Other benefits include health screenings, flu shots, and the following reimbursements and rewards. The city reimburses for gym memberships, sporting and fitness activities, weight loss program, smoking cessation, and fitness trackers. Please contact the Human Resources Office for further details on those programs.
Part 6, Employee Conduct. As an integral member of the city team, you are expected to accept certain responsibilities, adhere to acceptable business principles in matters of personal conduct, and exhibit a high degree of personal integrity at all times. This not only involves sincere respect for the rights and feelings of others, but also demands that you refrain from any behavior that might be harmful to you, your coworkers, and/or the city, or that might be viewed unfavorably by current or potential customers or by the public at large. Some of these duties are a duty to act lawfully, the duty of ethical conduct and loyalty to the city, duty to promote work efficiency and morale, and duty of service to the general public. Conflicts of interest. This policy has been updated. The following ethical standards of conduct apply to all elected and appointed officers and all regular, part-time, and seasonal employees. This policy has been taken into detail in the ethics training that will be required for all city employees. Your duty of loyalty to the city requires you to avoid any conflict with the city's interests. The city cannot articulate every situation in which creates or constitutes a conflict of interest. However, in general, a conflict of interest arises in any situation in which you are in a position to derive personal benefit for yourself or others from the actions you take or the decisions you make in your official employment capacity. Your duty of loyalty requires you to act in the interests of the city and not for your own personal gain or other personal interests. Next is information, reporting, and whistleblowing. Whistleblowing. As a public employee, you have a responsibility to formally inform appropriate administrative officials if you become aware of or reasonably suspect the waste of public funds, property, manpower, or a violation of law relating to your employment. Improper disclosure and spreading of rumors. You are responsible for refraining from spreading information which is hostile to city operations or other employees which you know, or have reason to know is malicious, false, or frivolous. Assisting in investigations. You have a duty to participate in an investigation, hearing, inquiry, or other form of administrative review by the city arising from a report of the existence of any waste of public funds, property, manpower, or violation of law as may be requested by city officials. Outside employment. Some types of outside employment may create a conflict of interest with your city job or interfere with your performance in your city position. If you wish to take a second job, you should discuss it with your supervisor. Next is distribution of literature and solicitation of gifts. In the interest of maintaining proper business environment and preventing interference with work and the inconvenience of others, distribution of literature or printed materials of any kind and selling merchandise during work time is restricted. We have removed information on the break room as the break room design has changed. An employee must receive permission from the department director to place literature in designated areas within the department. We've also removed information on gifts as this is now under the conflict of interest section. Next is computer and network use. In order to protect and secure the IT system, all employees must adhere to the following rules at all times. Questions regarding this policy and how it impacts your position should be directed to your supervisor or the IT division. We have added information on number 1, saying personal devices may access these systems remotely using the thin client, the VPN or virtual private network, or the internet. Next, workplace violence. Sandy City is committed to preventing workplace violence and to maintaining a safe work environment for employees, vendors, and the visiting public. Therefore, the city prohibits violent behavior. Prohibited conduct includes but is not limited to unlawful violent acts, fighting, stalking, harassment, intimidation, abusive language, or other similar violent conduct. The city does not tolerate any of the aforementioned conduct, unlawful threats of violence, or actual violence in any form. Next is employee gun use. Some employees wish to carry a gun for personal protection. If an employee does so, he must understand the following. State law restricts some individuals from carrying a gun in certain government locations, such as the Justice Court and the Police Department. Additionally, with regard to using a gun, police officers, prosecutors, judges, the Justice Court Administrator, SWAT medics, and authorized fire investigators who have received firearms training satisfactory to the Chief of Police are the only city employees authorized to use deadly force while acting for and in behalf of Sandy City. Under no circumstances will any other employee use deadly force as a function of their job with the city, and if such employees use deadly force, he will not have the immunities or be entitled to the indemnity afforded trained employees in the authorized positions listed above. Next is tobacco use. In order to maintain a safe and comfortable working environment, tobacco and e-cigarette usage in city offices, facilities, and vehicles is prohibited. Next is the drug-free workplace. It is the policy of the city to create a drug-free workplace in keeping with the spirit and intent of the local governmental entity Drug-Free Workplace, Utah Code Title 34, Chapter 41. The misuse of controlled substances or alcohol is inconsistent with the behavior expected of employees, subjects of all employees and visitors at our facilities to unacceptable safety risks, and undermines the city's ability to operate effectively and efficiently. We have added information in this section under the random drug testing policy. Sandy City will perform random drug testing for individuals not required to have a CDL who perform safety-sensitive duties for the city. Police, fire, employees with responsibility for the supervision of minor children, using the same rates as above for internal consistency. Next is workplace searches. In order to safeguard the property of our employees, our customers, and the city, and to help prevent the possession, use, and sale of illegal drugs on city premises, the city reserves the right to question employees and all other persons entering and leaving our premises, and to inspect any packages, parcels, purses, handbags, briefcases, lunchboxes, or any other possessions or articles carried to and from the city's property. Safety and health. Sandy City is committed to providing a safe and healthy work environment. You are expected, as part of the comprehensive safety and loss prevention program, to place safe work practices and identification of unsafe conditions in the highest priority while performing your daily tasks. We go into more detail below. Next is hazardous condition reporting. As a city employee, city administration asks that you make it a practice to be aware of potentially dangerous situations you see throughout the city, whether you are on or off duty. Next, injury and accident reporting. All work-related accidents resulting in injury or illness must be reported immediately to your supervisor. We have added information on state law that requires that all vehicular accidents with damage of $2,500 or more must be reported to local law enforcement. Next, city vehicle use. If you drive a city vehicle, you must have a valid Utah driver's license and a good driving record. You are responsible for checking the fluid levels and overall condition of the vehicle daily. If there is anything that needs to be repaired, you are to take the vehicle to the fleet shop at the Public Works facility unless it is unsafe to do so, in which please call fleet. Next is personal vehicle use. Many city officials and employees are required or expected to travel on city business using their personal automobiles. It is not always practical or cost-effective to provide employees with a city vehicle. Sandy City will reimburse you when you use your personal automobile while on city business. Information on mileage reimbursement is below. Safety belt use. All vehicle occupants must use available safety belts and shoulder restraints at all times while traveling on city business, in any vehicle being used for conducting city business. It is your responsibility to ensure that your safety belt system is maintained so that they are clean, easily accessible, and in good working order. All employees are encouraged to wear safety belts at all times. Cell phone use. City-owned cell phone use. It is the policy of Sandy City Corporation to provide city-owned cell phones to selected personnel for the convenience of the city and employees in the performance of their official duties. City-owned cell phones are intended for city business. Employee-owned cell phones. As a Sandy employee, you may be eligible for a government employee discount with your cell phone service. Next, supervisor and subordinate relationships. Sandy City does not permit romantic relationships or dating between supervisors and subordinates. For purposes of this policy, a supervisor includes any supervisor within the same line of authority as the subordinate, or any person charged with the evaluating of the subordinate. If such a relationship develops, the supervisor involved is responsible to immediately disclose the existence of the relationship in writing to his or her supervisor and department head. Next, complaint resolution procedure. Misunderstandings or conflicts can arise in any organization. To ensure effective working relations, it is important that such matters be resolved before serious problems develop. Most incidents resolve themselves naturally. However, should a situation persist that you believe is detrimental to you or the city, you should follow the following procedure, described here, by bringing your complaint to your manager or others' attention. Step 1. Discuss the problem with your immediate supervisor is encouraged as the first step. If, however, you don't believe a discussion with your supervisor is appropriate, you may proceed directly to Step 2. Step 2. If your problem is not resolved after discussion with your supervisor, or if you feel discussion with your supervisor is inappropriate, you are encouraged to request a meeting with your department head. For discharges or transfers because of a layoff, reorganization, or other non-disciplinary reason, the department head is the final level of review. For discharges, suspensions for more than 2 days without pay, or involuntary transfers for one position to another with less remuneration because of disciplinary issues, the department head is not the final level of review. Step 3. If you are not satisfied with your department head's decision regarding a discharge, suspension for more than 2 days without pay, or involuntary transfer to a position with less remuneration because of a disciplinary issue, and you are a regular employee, you may appeal the decision to the appeal board. The appeal board shall be made up of 3 or more persons appointed by the mayor. The city does not tolerate any form of retaliation against employees availing themselves of this procedure. Contact your supervisor or human resources for more details about this process. And last but not least is the appendix, the city vehicle use authorization form for those employees that need it. We thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thanks.